Hello and welcome to Chubby Pug Yarn podcast. My name is Emma and I'm a Swede living in Norway, and I'm recording outside again. I have some birds making noises. I hope it will be okay and not too much of an uptake, but we'll see. It's the first weekend of July. It's quite early in the morning. It's more of a gloomy day. We have a forecast of rain all day, but it's quite nice. All the plants need rain, so I think it's good. How are you? I hope you have had some good weeks since I was here last, and I hope you have a quite nice time for yourself now. Folding laundry, cooking food, crafting, or whatever you're doing when you're watching podcasts. I do all of the things, so I have a cup of tea in the best cup ever. The Grok is one of my favorites, and I have some green jasmine tea to keep myself warm because it's like 12 degrees outside, but it's really nice for me. I really enjoy sitting out here on the balcony to have my quiet moment in the morning. I could almost sit here like all year round just to enjoy nature and things, even though I'm just in my backyard, but anyways, perhaps I should get on to the crafty things. It will be a very, very short episode, and I can explain a little bit of why in the end. But I have a finished object that I talked about last time. So the blanket is finished. It wasn't finished on time, unfortunately, but he is happy with it. So here is the dinosaur blanket. It's very hard to show all of it. So it has this hood with eyes. It's all crocheted, by the way, if I haven't mentioned. So it has eyes and cheeks and these spikes, I guess, all the way to the end. I actually ran out of yarn for the smallest, or this one at the end, so I chose to take it there because I noticed I didn't notice in the description they just said like fasten the ends and nothing about how to attach it to the blanket. So I didn't fasten the end. I just saved a long tail so I could sew it on the blanket with the yarn I had crocheted this in. But unfortunately, the yarn wasn't enough for all 8 of these, I believe they are. And then I saw like in the last page, you should read all the pattern, but it was a year since I last read it through. And when I looked very closely and zoomed in on the picture guide, I noticed she had sewing thread or something, or embroidery thread, some thin thread to assemble these parts. So I ran out on the last one, but I figured if I just put it last, it won't be crazy, because usually they get smaller on the tail, right? So yeah, all of the blanket is done. So it's the big rectangle that you can have around you, and it's actually a bit too long for my 5-year-old. He's about 110 centimeters long, so it reaches the floor for him, so we have something to grow in. He has requested to make another one, but with teeth and angry face, so we will see if I will manage to do that before he changes his mind. I'm not sure. It was a bit of a hassle to sew in the ends, because it's It's a couple of tiny threads, nylon threads I guess, with a floof around it. So when you cut the thread or the yarn, it starts fraying a lot. The only thing I could find was to melt the ends. So I had to bring out a candle and like melt the threads at the end so it stopped fraying. It's not visible in any way on like the project, but it took a lot of time to fasten all the ends and like melt the ends on everyone and hide them well in the project. But yeah, it's finished. He is happy. I think it's quite cute. So yeah, the yarn is Hobby Baby Snuggles. So it was a kit that I got from Hobby 1.5 years ago. So I'm not a big fan of crocheting with like a polyester yarn. It got better when I changed my crochet hook. I had a plastic one and it was horrible. Oh, now we get some rain. We'll see if the sound will be too loud. So yeah, and I haven't made any progress on the other things I showed last time, the Triceratops sweater and Look at My Hose. Unfortunately, we had a birthday coming up, as I told you, and yeah, we had the birthday party with almost all of his friends, and it was a lot of fun, but it took a lot of time to arrange everything. But yeah, so no work on the other knitting or crochet things. So actually I only have one more thing to show you, spinning wise. It's the 2nd of July today, so I'm trying to actually make it through a hole through the fleece without opting out or just fading out. I have never been able to do it before, like a complete tour of the fleece. So this year I'm going to make an effort for making it, which means I need to I need to bring my spinning wheel on vacation probably, since I'm going on vacation but we're traveling home to Sweden for a while. So yeah, and I wanted to pick up some new fiber, not working on the project I already have, but pick up a totally new one. So I chose this one. It's from a Swedish wool designer, what you say, wool maker, Marucci Fibers. So this is her color called Lavender Dreams. I didn't know I enjoyed like lavender or lilacs with orange, but perhaps it's my 90s genes coming through or something, but I really like this. So this is one of the bats. I have the one that I have started a bit, so I can insert a picture here of my first spinning part. I spun for half an hour yesterday on 1st of July to celebrate the start. So this is a thing that will hopefully show up more in the podcast the next coming weeks or next coming episodes, I guess. I'm not sure if I'm going to make like shorter updates on Tour de Fleece time or how I should do it, but yeah, I will figure something out. If you want me to post like 5-10 minutes episodes with an update on the spinning and things, I can surely do that. Or not surely, but I can try. I was so happy when I posted the last episode that I had some comments on it, and people happy to see me back here, and it made me really happy. So yeah, I don't have a lot of other things to show crafty wise, but I thought I should show you in my notebook, since it's the beginning of July. I am practically halfway through my Make 9 and my Finnish UFO bingo cards. So I thought I could show you how I note these down. Since I haven't recorded like early in the year, you don't know about my Make 9 for this year. I have never succeeded in filling a whole Make 9, and for me that's not the point. I just like to reflect on, like, throughout the year, the projects that I wanted to do when I started the year. And obviously I go with the flow a lot. If I suddenly feel an urge to do something else, I will just swap it out and do the things that makes me happy, since the crafting time is sparse for me at the moment. But yeah, I have one of these dotted spiral bound journals, and yarn theme on the front, of course, but it's just very simple. Let's see, like a dotted inside. So I just make these 9x9 squares, nothing fancy. So up here I have my Make 9 from Stash. It's probably important to point out. And down here I have another bingo or 3x3 grid, which is for a Swedish like crafting account, which I'm a part of. I joined last autumn. I was a guest, and they really appreciated my guest visit. You post on stories for 24 hours or for a day. Some days you post less because you're working, and some days you have more time and you can post more. And one of the other crafters, or knitters I should say, we're mostly knitters, all of us. It's called Stickarna. One of the other ones started in January with like a grid for finishing 9 projects. So that's my wrap up down here. So with the dinosaur blankets, I had made another one. So I have 2 of my 9 projects from that are older than this year that I have finished. I finished a pair of ghosted socks in January, and I finished the blanket now. So I have, let's see, I have 3 pair of socks, 1 pair of slippers, 1 pair of mittens, and 2 sweaters that are on this UFO list. And my Make 9 from Stash isn't going very well. I have finished 1 thing, as you can see. I don't know if the text will be backwards. I never remember how to flip it to make it correct. But I have finished a hat for my husband, a mantra hat, and I'm working on a triceratop sweater. So I have a lot of things to do if I'm going to do this, but as I said, it doesn't matter actually that much. So yeah, but I thought that perhaps I could give you an update in perhaps 3 months from now to see if I have finished more than 1 of my Make 9 from Stash, or if I have finished more than 2 of my UFO bingo. So yeah, it doesn't need to be like long and fancy, and I use this notebook for my podcast as well, and I have a list of like ongoing knit-alongs. So I have a lot of different colored pens. One of the perks of having kids is you have a lot of colored pens. I absolutely didn't have it before. No. I only got a lot of colored pencils for my kids, right? So yeah, I just write up the hashtag and for how long the duration of the knit-alongs are. Some of them I remember to post about, and some I forget. But yeah, it's all about bringing myself some joy. So yeah, it will be very short this time. I see we're around 15 minutes. So yeah, I can just briefly update you on like the life things, I guess. I have been working a lot, so it has taken a lot of my crafty time. And also Hugo managed to break his arm not on the birthday party, but or like it was after the birthday party. He had been running around playing all day, and he fell not very like high up. He just fell, and when he didn't like catch himself properly, he fell on his arm and it broke. So yeah, we went to the hospital, and it took a lot of hours before they could help him get a cast and all of these things. And he was a true champion. He was very calm and patient with like all the adults looking and talking with him and all the things. And the hospital, like all the employee that worked there, they were really nice with him. He got a lot of gifts, like if we're allowed to do this, afterwards you can pick up one of the treasures from this box we have, and he got to do that at several places, so he was happy. He got some toy lizards and things. But yeah, and after he got the cast, he couldn't go back to kindergarten before he was like completely fine pain-wise. So I had to work from home and traveling back and forth, because I had to deliver the small one at the kindergarten and then going to work to pick up papers and then be at home with him and help him around managing the first days. So it took a lot of effort this past week handling a 2-year-old who isn't sleeping very well at the moment. Some of the last teeth is coming up, so soon we're done with that, thankfully. But it's rough on the sleep for her and for me. And then Hugo with his broken arm, he needs more help than usual. I realize how much of independence he normally have, because now he needs help with a lot of things, and it's fine. But the spare time for me has been non-existent, actually. So I hope that now when he's used to his cast, that everything will be more to normal. Summer is never normal because it's light outside and we want to be outside, and my crafting time will lessen. And the last weeks before going on vacation, my workload is usually quite high because everyone wants the help before I go on vacation, so I don't have to wait until August. And I totally understand it. So I will try to like hold my breath, work as efficient as I can, but I still think I need to prioritize some crafting time to relax early in the morning or in the evening. I don't know. But anyways, except for the broken arm and the sleep deprivation, we are all fine and having a nice time. We picked up some of our fresh strawberries this weekend. I usually buy from a local gardener, and they have usually at the end of the season they have a lot of things on sale. So I buy a lot of strawberry plants. They like 10 plants, and I plant them and give them some care and love for the autumn, and then the next spring when the plant is basically 2-year-old, it starts to yield a bit more. And like my experience, the strawberries get like the top production at 3 or 4 years. So we have just started to make a strawberry land, but we harvested our first strawberries and it was delicious. And I also have some tomatoes to take care of. So we're having a slow weekends and hectic week days, but it's fine. So yeah, I should perhaps stop rambling. No one needs to hear about that my life is hectic in the weeks, because I guess it's that for a lot of people. So yeah, but I hope you will have a really good day, whichever day or night or evening or morning it is for you, and I hope that you have a good lot of crafty time. If you want to, you could please like comment down below if you have been working on some project while watching and keeping me company. It's really nice to have like some kind of two-way communication, even though I'm just talking into the void. But I know you're out there, and it warms my heart that someone enjoys seeing me. It wasn't a very full podcast for this time, but hopefully I can have more to show next time. I figured it's more important to come back into routine. So yeah, have a good day and see you in the next episode. Bye!